Yeah, book it!
Welcome to Book It. I am your commissioner and host, Lil X Fudge, bringing you today your GM's The Bad Guy.
Oh, yeah.
And the return, once again, of Hi-Fi Mike.
Welcome to Book It, a show for the fans, by the fans. Wasn't that your intro?
Yeah. I'm tripping. I'm a little under the weather this week on Book It, but I'm making it through. This is a wrestling podcast for the fans, by the fans, where we book and rebook your favorite wrestling story.
There you go. That's the right one. I like that. That sounds so much better.
I like them both. Maybe I can hodgepodge it. Apologies for the people who hear the first 45 seconds of this podcast. My voice is kind of ass right now. But I'm here. We're excited. We're a week away from the restart of Book It Verse 4. The vignettes have been airing. We're fucking ready.
Away.
2 weeks away?
2 weeks away. Because we still have... There's going to be a repeat next week again. Because we repeated the draft. So you can go back, listen to more Book It Verse 4. I don't think we're repeating it back on the main feed. But it will be on the YouTube. Which, speaking of, we have a YouTube. You need to go subscribe to that. And then we're recording the draft for Book of Verse 5. So that'll be a filler week. And so in 2 weeks, it'll be your presentation.
Gotcha. So to kind of fill you in on what's happening, in case you've missed anything, we started Book It Verse 4 forever ago. We've each recorded our first episodes. And then we took a hiatus from Book It Verse.
Because I decided to quit.
Yeah. And I was being a little butthurt, baby. If you go back and listen to the re-airings of the episodes, I ran a comedy fed that got pretty buried by these two individuals above me.
He buried it more than... He buried
it himself.
Right. You did. If you go back and listen to the tape, the entire time you're like, you're going to hate this. Well, then I'm going to hate it. And then...
no, you're supposed to affirm me, Mike. You're supposed to affirm me.
And then when we said, oh, well, I like this, and this, you're like, oh, why didn't you just give me a 1? Really? Don't change the narrative. I didn't give you a bad score. I gave you...
just an asshole.
I gave you around 2.5. Bad Guy, on the other hand, he gave you a 1.3 or some.
Yeah, but you're like that professor who says a heartbreaking comment with a decent score. So you'd be giving me a 3 on something, this is the most dreadful shit I've ever heard in my life. I hate you. Why?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. He said that. That wasn't me.
Don't try to understand.
I definitely said it.
He definitely said it. I didn't. Go back and listen. I just re-listened to that episode.
I definitely said it.
Well, so listeners, go back and listen. Go back and listen to about it. It was about a year ago when we had that episode. Because it was in May of last year. Go back and re-listen, and you'll hear how John, the entire time, told everybody not to like his show. So we tried to like his show, and he got mad at us for it.
That's not what it is.
It is. John, it's all recorded. This is audio. You can't go back and change it.
And they could hear
and say it didn't happen. They could hear that it happened.
You still buried me, Mike. You still buried me. And
he brought it up, Damone.
I'm filling the audience in what happened, and I didn't even make it through a fourth of the fucking recap because you had to try to defend yourself from burying me. You Vince Russo ass motherfucker.
No, you buried yourself. You buried yourself. John screwed John. You buried yourself. You did this to yourself, and you tried to make it seem like, oh, this is all your fault. You're suffering because of it. I remember that episode. I remember it being like, bro, this is awful.
I'm having PTSD, John. You're giving me PTSD. I'm having flashbacks. You're bringing me back to a year ago.
Thank you, Sean. Liking the fucking mullet. Yeah. I'm so back. See, Sean and Damone in the comments, they like me. Fuck these guys. And they buried me a year ago, but here's what's gonna happen.
You. I'm telling you, I'm excited for your.
Shut the fuck up, Mike.
I am excited for your new show, but like,
justice for the Kevin Steen show. And you know what? Here's what's gonna happen, Mike. I'm gonna win Book It Verse 4 run back, and I'm going to cut the nastiest pipe bomb on you and Kenny.
That's fine. That's fine. Join the club. Join the winners club.
I'm already up here, man.
Yeah, I'm already here.
I'm already here.
I'm getting my get back.
I'm the original. I'm the logo. I'm
not the fucking logo.
Right, I'm the logo right now.
You got a pussy neck for a logo.
Hey, that's fine. It's still the logo.
But anyways, Book It Verse 4 already started off heavy drama. Those episodes are being re-uploaded. The draft is up. We're uploading the old Book It Verse 4 episodes
on YouTube.
And then on YouTube, on our new YouTube. And then we are going to be continuing where we left off. Most of us, besides me, because I was buried so hard that I decided to scrap the comedy fed and start over. So call me a baby, call me a bitch. Wow. Fuck you. Y'all buried me. Fuck y'all.
You buried me.
I can bury me too. I can bury me too, but I'm with you two in burying me. The three of us buried me.
You signed a jobber contract.
On this podcast buried me.
What was Goldust's name when he was in WCW? He came out like this. I'm in this shit right now.
Is it 7?
7. That's John right now. He came out as 7. It's getting mad at us. I was about to come out here dressed like this.
But
that's how he coming out today.
And then nobody buries John as good as John. That's facts.
I thought Damone was at work. That's why he's not here.
His job is commenting on our videos. Duh. But then from there, we have drafted our Book It Verse 5. We've halfway drafted our Book It Verse 5 rosters.
Right. By the time we come back to Book It Verse 4, all of our Book It Verse 5 will have been drafted. And that's with our new companies. We're expanding. We're adding 2 new companies. It's going to be wild, man.
It's going to be a crazy Book It Verse. And we've also rehashed the rules of Book It Verse. Because Book It Verse 4 is the fucking Wild West. Like, I think Kenny's the only one like using his own roster. The rest of us like, fuck it, you can have anybody.
I'm doing the rules.
I'm telling you now, I'm not using anybody that I didn't draft.
Oh, me, Travis.
I have the option. I have the option, and I'm sure I made deals over a year ago. But I'll be honest with you, I'm just sticking with what I have because there's no reason not to. I drafted good. I drafted
a fucking comedy fed that you buried. But anyways, I'm gonna keep bringing that up all episode. You just get fucking ready, Mike. I'm gonna make you pay again, and then it's gonna make me pay again. That's how the cycle of life goes. But today, what we are bringing to you, amidst all the Book It Verse drama, Book It Verse is so high drama. I love it. It's a bunch of grown ass men acting like an episode of Total Divas over some fantasy booking. But today we're going to keep it nice, chill, and we're going to take a step into our hot mimosa time machine. Keith did fuck up our draft. Fuck him. Anybody need an assistant GM? Yes, Sean Paul. I fucking do.
Hey, no help. You can't go get help. Get out of here. Do your own shit. He might as well
get help. He already got to redo his whole show.
One episode. Fuck you.
He got to redo his whole show. He's really coming up with a whole new company.
Kenneth, you saw what you
the black brand, the one black brand I get. It's all this.
Kenneth, you heard what you had to say about the previous company. Do you want me to keep doing that or not? Shut the fuck up.
Kenny, you worked with John in Book It Verse 2. How did that relationship work? How did that go?
He wasn't
fucked up and blamed me.
He just wanted to feel he got his mind made up. You tell him, hey, what was this? Nah. What we doing this?
That doesn't work for me, brother. Yeah, I was like Hulk Hogan in AEW the last time we did Hot Mimosa Time Machine.
Yeah, I was telling some people, like, that doesn't work for me, brother.
But speaking of Hot Mimosa Time Machine, that's where we're stepping tonight. And what this is we basically go back in time and we drop wrestlers into different places or spots in time, and we alter the universe. We see what changes about wrestling when we, for example, put Hulk Hogan in AEW. when we put fucking Jeff Hardy in ECW, or in tonight's case, our first one, when we drop CM Punk, the drama machine, into the already drama-filled WCW. Will he choke someone out? Will somebody use real glass?
Hey, look, you coming with this narrative already.
All right.
That's crazy.
So where in WCW's timeline are we dropping him? Because you don't have just one straightforward. You could have there's multiple eras of WCW. You've got Crockett era.
I'm assuming this is the height of NWO era. Do you think he'll be an NWO side or on the other side? Or
other side for sure.
I don't think he would be in the NWO. There's no way he'd be in the NWO.
I don't think he would either.
But here's the problem: is if you weren't in the NWO for a good majority of it, you weren't shit. You were a jobber. You were losing. You weren't winning a damn thing.
Well,
and then everybody joined the NWO, and therefore nobody was NWO.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Is that
okay? So let's put him in.
Thing would probably be like fuck this NWO thing, and
let's put.
And he because I feel like if he was in that era, he would say something. He'd be like, "Listen, I'm out here getting screwed over because Hulk Hogan being a little baby. He's gonna talk mess. Hulk Hogan's being a little baby, and his little what is like? I'm trying to think what something he would say. His little underlings, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, they can't get their heads out of his ass. And this is going on. Like he will go in on them.
I would say that if we're gonna do it, we should put it where it's just the three of them still kind of I mean, the boom happened, but you're not adding all the extra members like Ted DiBiase and Virgil and who else I got in that picture? 6.
I'm about to say it's everybody. You talking about who else in this now? Half the roster was in there.
Well, when they first started, it was. I mean, you had the three, and then you had DiBiase. Well, then actually you had Rick Rude, then DiBiase, then Virgil, and then 6.
I feel like when it starts giving, I feel like if CM Punk was in there back then, I think he would have exposed some stuff, and that would have low key shut that down a little bit. It would have definitely. I feel like he would have exposed some stuff, and to the point where they had no choice but to change that. In my opinion,
I don't think so. I really don't. Especially because it was. I mean, it was everybody there. Them being a TV show rather than being
a faction.
Yeah, I mean, it was just WCW in general was going for that ratings. So anything off screen, I don't think would have happened. I definitely think that a good storyline could have been between CM Punk. You could have had CM Punk and Sting go against Hogan and NWO.
They would have worked together before AEW.
But like Sean Paul just said, WCW would have been shut down way earlier with CM Punk there. I kind of agree. I know not like that, like shut down, but I feel like the NWO would have been shut down.
But here's I'm going to say this: we don't want to shut the NWO down. We don't, because
that's also
you need the NWO to happen in order to kick off that boom. Period. Wrestling was in a decline. You shut down the NWO. You shut down wrestling.
I'm saying, but it got to the point where it just got ridiculous. Like, it's cool. NWO was cool. Like, I'll give it its props. It was cool, but it got to the point where everybody was in it.
I'll be right back. You keep talking.
Oh, I think that Punk, though, like, when the NWO jumps the shark, when they do jump that shark, they overstay their welcome. That's where CM Punk can call them on that. They could call them on the politics. They could call Russo on his shit. Like, instead of Hogan and Russo circle jerking each other, then turning on each other, CM Punk can come in and be like, Vince Russo is a fucking idiot. Hulk Hogan's a politician. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash are this. Why the fuck is Horace Hogan working here while
first of all, that happened way later, but you know what I have to say about that, Kenny, about everybody being an NWO, brother? I don't know what you got to say, brother, but when you're NWO for life.
Like, CM Punk would be like, why the fuck does Horace Hogan have a job or the disciple when guys like Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho are having short matches on the opening card?
You could also have CM Punk versus Chris Benoit.
But here's That would be a fire match.
Those matches probably do happen because CM Punk's probably gonna be tired of being forced into a cruiserweight division with them.
But I just feel like, just like how John said, I just feel like with CM Punk there, that changes a lot. That really changes a lot, and it low key, it would make them corny after a while, especially when he goes in on everybody, and it'll get to the point where you don't want to cheer for them because it's like, bro, just listen to the bullshit he's been dealing with backstage. It's kind of like any era when CM Punk comes in and just exposes everything.
I don't think so in the 90s. In that we wanted the bad guy. You wanted to cheer for the bad guy. It was the time. You're not cheering. CM Punk. Here's the thing. CM Punk would have been a babyface, but I think they would have babyfaced him up, especially 90s babyfaced him. So you'd have to. Without the NWO, you're not going to get close enough to have that real tweener like mindset where the bad guy and good guy are the same person.
But the thing is, I don't see him in this case. He wouldn't be the bad guy. Like, at least when you're talking about NWO, it was okay. They were bad, but they were cool, so we cheering for them. But like I said, with CM Punk he's going to mess that whole image up of them, in my opinion. So he'll come off and say what he's got to say, expose them, expose the producers, and then they'll be like, he's kind of got a point, and it'll be that kind of thing. I would seen that happen before with what's her name, Alundra Blaze. She did that.
Yeah, but she didn't. Yeah, she came over, but she didn't really like. Nothing changed because Alundra Blaze decided to throw her fucking title in the trash.
But she wasn't as good as a promo as he was. He can really go in. She was just like, this is how I feel about y'all. Did that? It was quick,
and she didn't even want to do it. That's why it was so bad. She didn't want to do it. She's like,
but CM Punk does. He wants to do
it. I would like to see like. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. He's saying it would make you hate NWO even more, and that's what I'm saying. That would make you hate them. Because it wouldn't be to the point. It wouldn't be to the point where it's cool to like them. They would be like, "Oh, we're done." They would kind of get what's the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega's team called? I don't know why I'm blanking.
The Elite.
The Elite. Yeah, it'll be like that, like to the point where it was cool at first, but now we kind of hate them. It'll be kind of.
Well, that's what happened in the NWO.
Yeah, and also
it is what happened in the NWO. I don't want it to happen that quick. I don't want it a lot earlier.
Mike, hear me out. Before he even goes in on the NWO, he can also be used by WCW to like talk like real life shit about Vince McMahon too, because he's the one who's willing to say it. So you know how like Jim Cornette used to do those like little shoot promos on WWF television talking about how like Sean Waltman never drew a dime and weighs 2 pounds or whatever, shit like that.
Yeah, they did that a lot.
But imagine CM Punk being given a free microphone to go up and talk about how Vince McMahon's a fucking predator or some shit.
And this is the 90s we're not in the PG era either. This is the 90s. He's really going in on them. Like, it's going to be bad.
I'd like to see CM Punk in the Stone Cold role in WCW rather than, I mean, you got Sting, which was essentially filled by that, but he didn't have the same energy. It would have been nice to see more of a brawler against Hogan and Nash.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like, you want him in the Stone Cold, like trying to go up against them.
Yes,
but the thing is, because you also got to remember the stuff that was going on backstage. There was so much fuckery going on that CM Punk is not going to sit there and be quiet about this. He's going to go off, and then it's going to go to the point where he's going to be sick of it. Then it's going to spill out on.
And then he just gets fired. I'm trying not to get him fired. I'm trying to have him put on a fucking fire ass like.
But they're not going to fire him. He's bringing the ratings in.
He just got.
They're not going to fire him.
If AEW did it, WCW would too, because
that's because he was literally.
The times are different. AEW fired him because like they can't handle like backstage fighting. Back then they were probably.
WCW couldn't either. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I feel like they were that shit happen.
They were beating on people. I heard. I could have sworn like they were beating on people backstage. Like they were literally putting their hands on people. They wasn't getting their way. They were bullied. Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, NWO was bullies for it. I feel like CM Punk would not go for that.
Yeah, and then he would be fired. I think he would have gotten fired.
And then he could just go to the WWF and talk his shit on their TV.
That's what I'm saying. AEW, WWE all over again.
Basically, what we're saying is you would just have the same thing happen in 2 different time frames. Like
it would, but I'm just. It
would just be the same thing. Instead of the Elite, it would be the NWO.
We dropping him in there, and that's his character. He's not going for it. That's CM Punk for it. He gets to the point where he's fed up. He's like, I'm sick of y'all. I'm about to say what I got to say.
And eventually the crowds those feral crowds and their signs and all that shit will also like hijack. Because I feel like it took the crowd a little long to turn on the NWO.
Well, at first they were turned pretty quickly. They really hated Hogan. They were throwing batteries. Like they had to stop.
When he was still a babyface.
Went right after he turned, and then they went from hating him to loving him. And then they went to hating him again. It was, and then when he came to WWE, they loved him again.
Yeah, because like I said, because they were getting sick of it. They were getting sick of that alignment for him because he was corny.
Right,
NWO was revolutionary, and he came in corny. He was still doing the same shit.
And the problem is he didn't do anything. I say that, but we just had Roman hold the belt for how long?
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
To be fair, the entire time, like half the time Roman held the belt, they thought he was about to lose it. They're like, now's the time.
There were a few times with Hogan that you thought he could lose it.
And the other thing too, with the NWO, the Bloodline storyline, they at least had it set up to where this person could win, and it made sense. When it came to NWO, everybody they pushed.
Yeah.
They made them lose every time. Everything they said, they quickly fucked up on because they would have NWO.
Oh yeah, no, the booking was
their face, and then it was like, well, we're not taking him seriously.
The booking got pretty atrocious. The booking got pretty bad. I love it, but it was awful. But that's why I like it. I know that's why I like it, because I like bad things.
The babyface is talking and stuff. He's trying to build his character up, and you in his face laughing at him. You're pointing at him. You're doing that stuff like that. It's like, bro,
yeah, but that also that's good. Taunting is fun.
I get that, but as a babyface, I can't do that back to you. That ruins my character because then I look
right.
goofy.
You don't do it back. That's the point. Is the bad guy they're making? You should know this bad guy. The bad guys, they like to taunt and show and get low and try to push your buttons. And the babyface, being the ultimate babyface, stands there and takes it, and then takes retribution out in the ring.
But you got to think about the only good babyface are the ones that didn't talk back then. They didn't talk. The only person, what was it? Damone just said it too. Sting and Goldberg. Goldberg barely talked. He said,
Goldberg,
next.
but
and then Sting would slide down and at his bat and be like, "I'm gonna fuck y'all."
Goldberg had to not talk.
No, I know, but I'm saying, but anytime anybody talked to try to build themselves up, it got screwed over. Sting Goldberg had to just beat people up. That was it.
Right. Well, that's again. Sting did the whole. All I do is point and repel, and I don't talk. It wasn't until when he did start talking again, especially Wolfpack's thing. Oh, CM Punk versus the Wolfpack would have been fun. I'd like to see CM Punk get, because then beginning a Wolfpack, you had no more Hogan. You had that black and white NWO, but they were such a non-factor. Was
that the Horace Hogan era?
Yeah, and that's when Wolfpack. That's when Wolfpack ran the whole fucking thing. They were the coolest fucking thing. I'd like to see like Conan versus CM Punk. That would be fun. Going through Conan, then you got to go through Sting, and then you go through Hall, and then you get to Nash, and then Nash is the big bad that CM Punk's gotta beat, and he would. And I think that for the sake of the story, they'd give him the win. They'd make it super frustrating all the way through, and it would probably be a 6-month program, but I think that they could pull it off.
But do you think WCW would actually pull the trigger on that?
Yeah, absolutely. At that point, yes. At that point,
Bischoff loves controversy,
and I think Bischoff was on his way out at that point. This is when stuff started going down, and there was, I think Russo was going to take over within a year or so.
They would have fought on the microphone on a pole match. Such and such on a pole match.
But I absolutely that matches were earlier NWO when Buff Bagwell was putting his mom on a pole.
Hey, I love that for Buff Bagwell.
I am a fan of Buff Bagwell. I can't.
I have a Buff Bagwell shirt somewhere.
I have no complaints with Buff Bagwell. That was my guy back in the day.
Did he have a problem? I feel like there was some controversy with him.
I mean, it probably was. I don't know about the backstage stuff with him. I just know.
I thought there was
Buff Bagwell.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he did some dumb shit recently. By recently, it could have been within the last couple of years.
Oh, he probably said something wild. These people coming out and saying some crazy stuff.
I'd like to see CM Punk beat a Buff Bagwell. Ooh, CM Punk versus fucking Scott Steiner. I would love that. Prime Scott Steiner. And yes, I think that's prime Scott Steiner, right?
TNA is better.
Nah.
He's fat.
I love TNA Scott Steiner.
And you know what's
Yes, that
crazy
is good,
about like
Scott
the
Steiner.
TNA Scott Steiner Samoa Joe thing is that up before like all like the main event mafia and like the Samoa Joe, you got like this chance. Samoa Joe and Scott Steiner were beefing for like a year prior. Like they would have on again, off again feuds. Like the moment Scott Steiner got to TNA, he was talking his shit on Samoa Joe. I think they had their first match in 06 before like Angle even got there. Like Samoa Joe just in character at least fucking hates Scott Steiner fucking hated Samoa Joe from the jump. That was like instantaneous.
I was a big fan of him. Oh, and Buff Bagwell had a DUI. I think that might be what you're talking about. He just had a DUI recently, like back in November.
No, he also had that like Twitter account that we found out he didn't run, where he was like super woke and based. Like where like he would just say like super like, yeah, I love the LGBT. Fudge looks like the kind of guy who still hangs around MSN waiting for his e-girl to message him back. Who wants to let him down easy? Who the fuck is Captain Birdseye?
I don't know, my new favorite listener.
Talk your stuff, Captain Birdseye.
Jesus Christ.
Talk your stuff.
Damn.
Talk about it looks like Brian Kendrick
promoted
back in the Lunchuk days. Keep talking your stuff.
I get a new haircut, and that's what I get. God damn.
Look, I told you prior to you getting it.
You were just like, I don't like mullets.
Yeah. And I still stand by that.
This guy's delivery was fucking harsh. Ow.
Well, my stuff was before you got it done.
Mike, you've buried me enough.
You buried yourself. I'm just helping put the dirt on.
Mike and Captain Birdseye have buried me on this fucking podcast.
Hey, he said, I mean, it's a good hairstyle if it was 2007.
Hey, we're almost to the point where it's like been 20 years. We're nostalgic for him. Let me live.
Hey,
I don't know.
We want to go ahead and comment.
We've got a Facebook Twitch fight going on right now, by the way. And if you want to be part of that, tune into our Twitch. You can tune into our Twitch or Facebook feeds every Monday and Tuesday for debatable.
Sorry, bruv.
Or not debatable, not a record book.
Listen, Birdseye, I don't have the forehead for a modern hairstyle. Let me be seen in fucking peace.
You could. I think if you got it done, you could be fine.
Travis said it best. My forehead's so wrinkly they blurred out on national Japanese TV. Let me live. Like, I gotta have these fucking bangs. Leave me alone.
All right.
Anyways, enough about my hair. CM Punk and WCW. Have anything more to that? Demo must be Fudge's MSN girl finally come back. Hey, Demo.
Talk your stuff.
Demo could be my MSN girl. That's fine.
Keep coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Hit me up on MySpace, Demo. You can be my scene queen.
Keep them comments going in and like and subscribe. Captain Bird, talk your mess every week.
Yeah, no, I like you talking shit. You're all right.
All right. So what's our second topic? I think we covered CM Punk and WCW pretty well.
So our next trip into the time machine.
Hopping?
I always be losing my fucking place. Our next trip in the time machine, the Hot Mimosa time machine. We'll be going to the Ruthless Aggression era about 5, 6, 7, a little under 10 years later in WWE. And we're going to be taking the Macho Man, Randy Savage, and dropping him into the Ruthless Aggression era. So we're a little less.
I had you covered.
I regretted it immediately. My throat was done.
The cream of the crop.
Yeah, there you go. I can't do it. Use that would be able to. My throat.
That's all I can really snap into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
Yeah, my voice is gone.
We're a little less hokey now, right? So, I think Macho Man would definitely get a more like reality based kind of gimmick.
I think he would be a commentator.
Ooh,
I think he would be a commentator.
He could.
He was a great commentator. Vince loved him as a commentator.
Really? That's the only place loved him.
The only reason he stopped is because they begged him to get back in ring.
Rated R Edge go try to fuck Miss Elizabeth.
Wait. This Ruthless Aggression era or?
Yeah, Ruthless Aggression.
Yeah.
Okay. When you said Ruthless Aggression, I was thinking Attitude era. My fault.
I'd like to see Macho Man versus Cena. if I got to see at least one of them.
Oh, like rapper Cena doing a
Oh
rap
yeah, like we're
that'd be
talking.
fun.
Oh, that would be super
I
fun.
can see him honestly. I can see him team up with like Goldust at one point. This is
Oh
back when
yeah.
Goldust was like heavy in the tag team era.
Yeah, like Booker T and
you,
shit.
I was gonna say you could do Macho Man and Booker T, which just I have both of those. I'm gonna write that down. Actually, I had Macho Man and Winner's Circle where Booker T was supposed to be, but we're gonna see what we can do here.
Savage and Pat McAfee, check please. Well, those eras are a little different, but
yeah, I'd still like
that.
I'd
We
like
need
to see
another
that.
Hot Mimosa time machine to pull that one off. Macho King versus King Booker. I fuck with
Ooh,
that.
yeah.
Macho Man facing
So-
like King Booker. But we'd also have to get like Macho Man, like Triple H, JBL, maybe Kurt Angle.
Did we? When did Macho Man retire out of ring? Like when
He
was
went to
his
TNA
last
in like
match?
2004, I think, because he teamed with Jeff Hardy there. He was in Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles.
That would have been his
Right,
last.
so I want to see Andre versus Big Show. I'd love to see that. We should drop that.
I'm not gonna
I'd like to see that.
I don't want to see that.
It would be a very slow.
Slow.
All right. How about this? What if it was Indies Andre and Indies Big Show?
I was just about to make the Indies Big Show joke. If you're
What
a
if
Book
they
It Verse
tag
aficionado, Indies Big Show, Book It Verse 3, baby.
Now look. Here's what you do. You do Andre and Big Show tag teaming. You have them go up against a smaller tag team like Lundrick. They're running real quick drop kicks to the legs every now and then to try to like break them down to size. Then you got your match right there. If you want to do it real better and have guys a slow match,
or
around.
Same tag team. You do Big Show, Macho Man, and then you do El Torito or Big Show and Andre. Then you do El Torito and Dink. One of them.
Dink?
Yeah. That's the only one I can think of at the time.
See, that's that Vince booking.
that's what you can expect in RCW. Book it first. No, I'm just kidding.
When the little people get thrown around.
I'm thinking I'm going really big, really small. Like, because we're talking two of the biggest people, so I'm like, who are the two of the smallest people I can think of?
That was definitely
Hornswoggle. That was also what I was thinking of. But I was just going with the first one that came to my brain.
Yeah, that's definitely some Vince booking right there. He would have loved that. I got a great idea. We're just gonna throw these little people around.
Macho Man would be great. I guess you could also put him against, or actually you could team him with Randy Orton. I think that'd be fun. Again, I realize I did that in Book It Verse, so ignore me.
If he's gonna team with him, Randy Orton's turning on him because he's definitely.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, 1,000%. Unless he's in the winner's circle, he is not turning on him in the winner's circle.
I think. Well, what titles are we having him winning these belts while he's in there?
Oh, Macho Man, United States.
There we go. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking U.S. He'd probably win the U.S. maybe twice.
Yeah.
Maybe a tag team belt and then call it a day.
For sure. He's not winning a world title.
Because I think Macho Man's wrestling holds up in that era, but because he's like been around so long,
Macho Man's greatest of all time.
I think that he would definitely be serving like a veteran role. He'd probably like beat down on a few like comedy esque like mid carders like Rene Dupree, Kenzo Suzuki. I'm trying to think of on Raw. He'd probably beat up on a little bit.
Chris Masters,
Carlito.
Yeah.
On Raw, I feel like he'd prosper pretty well. He would I think he'd be able to put over the likes of a Shelton Benjamin in a big match. Put over Jericho maybe.
Angle
in a big match. Yeah.
Ruthless Aggression Angle versus.
I think he would be a really good mid Carter, and I think he could have not a world title run, but I think he could be like in Triple H's Reign of Terror. He could face Triple H and lose because they were just burying anybody who went to WCW. So that would have been in the string of people Triple H would have beaten. But they could have told a good story with it.
I realize the more I talk, the more I'm probably just giving away my Book of Verse 4 bookings. Not on purpose. It just so happens these are the people we're talking about.
That's crazy.
We've got spoilers. What the Sigma? We're getting Triple H versus Macho Man.
Yeah.
Triple H Macho Man would be fun.
He can go up against Billy and Chuck.
Not Billy and Chuck.
Yeah, you gotta have a tag team. When he goes for the belt, tag team belts. Have him go beat him and Goldust.
Hey, instead of team with
I really like this Goldust Macho Man team.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like the team would go crazy.
This Goldust Macho Man team. That's
Macho
nice.
Dust.
Oh yeah. They got Slim Jim and Nacho and Doritos.
I must say he'll be in black and white instead of gold. He'd just be like, brother. That'd be cool for him. I'm like, that'd be fun. Just having them two doing that. They're just getting the shenanigans together.
Do I have Goldust in Book of Verse 4?
Hey, I'm mad that like I in Book of Verse 3, you remember the cream of the crop? I recreated that with the fucking the Mack truck and like the car or whatever, and it didn't get the love it deserved. And Birdseye says, I remember playing one of the 2K games Universe mode. The computer put Roman Reigns and Dusty Rhodes in a really heated rivalry. That sounds like Travis Book at Verse 1. I feel like that happened.
You're right. That absolutely was a Travis Book at Verse match.
Yeah, that's
and we all hated it.
Yeah. It's because Travis did too good or too bad of a Dusty Rhodes impression. And
it was I think it was a good impression.
It was a good impression, but he would say some wild shit like, they will make fun of me for eating my chicken nuggets or whatever. Like,
I think I re-listened to it back and I liked it better the second time. But by that point, it was like, we're in third Book at Verse. Actually, it might have even been the third Book at Verse he did that in. Hey, I don't know. It was one of them.
When will the crucifix match get its justice for Book of Verse 2?
It was the third. It was the third one for sure.
Okay. See, all right. So who Macho Man's running the tag team division. He's running the mid card. I think he's definitely being like great backstage helper. I do think he does a little commentary. Miss Elizabeth is coming with him. Is that what we decided? So I assume she's getting in ring too.
I think he cuts her off.
I think so too. Honestly, she's with Luger already.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, I wasn't going to do this real life stuff. I was going to
just
say
to WCW.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think storyline wise, just the way everything's moving, I think he would cut her off in this era, and maybe with WWE's booking, he'd probably move on to like a Tori Wilson, like Stacey Keebler or somebody like that, and then eventually move on from her too, and then stay single.
Oh man, I wish that this would have happened now, and I'm really upset when we do these.
Prime, yeah. I was gonna say this is definitely them.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe I was thinking that the old vet shtick was a little.
No, I wasn't going old. I'm just going with if we take him in his prime and drop him in there, how would everything react around him?
Mega Powers, destroy the Mega Powers era. That between what is that WrestleMania?
So you're saying he got the trunks on? He got the tights.
He's got the.
I was thinking he had the tights. I was thinking he had
definitely the trunks.
Oh, okay. I was going WCW.
I think the
or Macho, unless you go Macho. Okay, no, not WCW. That's definitely not his prime. His prime was Mega Powers for sure.
Well, his best gear though, that would be the most like modern and cool looking, was the Macho Madness like WCW.
That's the one I like.
Yeah, that's the best fit, but the actual Macho Man prime definitely would not have been NWO sure. WCW. He didn't know where he was half the time. He didn't know what was going on.
He's coked out here.
He went out there and they were just like, give us a new yeah.
See, I
love that for him.
I love that for him.
Because he brought Slim Jim with him. Oh, that was a big get for WCW. Was the Slim Jim sponsorship, because it wasn't WWE that had the sponsorship. It was really Macho Man, and he brought it with him.
Hey, he goated for that.
So that means he's bringing that to the Ruthless Aggression era.
Snapping to the Slim Jim. I mean, now WWE has Slim Jim now.
Now, yeah. Well, and they had what's his name? Is it not Zack Ryder?
Hey, wait a minute. Now we're not gonna do this, Sean Paul. We're not gonna do this.
No, I'm with you, Sean.
No, Triple H is GOAT. Triple H is second GOAT.
No, he's not. Triple H ain't.
Yeah. It goes Macho Man, then Triple H.
In the early 2000s, we're talking about Evolution.
Oh, that was great, Triple H.
Fuck the Reign.
I'm talking about because if we're going Triple H in the early 2000s, we're including Evolution, We're including when he
DX.
had the jacket, like whatever that was, that weird jean jacket thing he had on that was clean for no reason. We're including all that. That's all 2000s. I can't
That's
do
great.
that. This is the best version of Triple H. I can't do that.
Yep.
I'm Team Sean Paul though.
I can't agree with you, Sean Paul. I'm sorry.
This podcast is full of Triple H glazers. And Devon saying to bully me again. Fine.
Don't do that. Not me.
I love Triple H. I don't give a fuck.
I give respect where respect is due. I give respect, and that's the best version of him. If I'm gonna be respect, that's the best version of Triple H.
And I think Triple H is just
I mean, me too, but I still think that's the best version.
Is there anyone else you guys like to see Macho Man up against or do anything in Ruthless Aggression? Anything
Macho Man against JBL.
I would like to see that. Actually.
Yeah, that'd be all right. I'd like that.
Fun. If he's in SmackDown, going up against the Cabinet.
Ooh, Eddie.
Oh yeah,
that's like that Eddie would have been great.
Reign of Terrific Damone and Doll. For legal reasons, it's a joke, but fuck you. Like, Macho Man would be nice in that era, though. I think he would be.
Macho Man would have been. He would have thrived. I mean, he was still alive and he went to TNA, but
he wasn't in his best physical and mental state.
No, not at all. Yeah.
He was in a ring with Jeff Hardy. It was in a ring with Jeff Hardy, and Jeff Hardy wasn't the highest person in the ring.
That's insane, first off. But Macho Man versus not Suicide Squad. Spirit Squad. Macho Man versus Spirit Squad would be crazy. They just toss him up in the air, he just be a victim.
Macho Man would have helped Nemeth develop faster, so it all works out.
Macho Man versus RVD.
That would go crazy.
It would have been all out brawl. It would have been a street fight. You would have Macho Man would have came out in his streetwear clothes.
Mike, you know who else Macho Man inspired? Speaking of what Damone said, Kendrick Lamar. He showed him how to make a real diss track. I bet Kendrick Lamar, before he went at Drake, was listening to Be a Man.
That's crazy. All diss tracks listened to.
Yeah, he was listening to that or like
that and Shaq. Just all the bad ones.
Yeah, Shaq. Hey Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes.
They had they repressed the Macho Man hip hop album on vinyl. I don't know, a year or two ago.
That's terrible.
And I looked at it. I was like, I could get this, or I can spend my money on something that I actually like. And then I just ended up just paying a bill anyways. But I was just like, I'm never like. It'd be funny. Like I had the John Cena, one of his singles from his the theme song in Bad Bad Man on vinyl. That's one of my greatest fucking. I love that. I love that single. That record. It's great, but I don't think I could listen to that. I listened to that Macho Man album once out of like just a joke, and that I'm good. Though I would like to get my hands on, and I'm kick myself every day for not getting it, is the old soundtrack WWF, like the first few volumes that they had
with the Rock
on vinyl. No, even before that, on vinyl they had like the 80s.
Vinyl.
Yeah,
I had one.
That one was fun.
It was just called. I think it was just called like WrestleMania. I think it was something like that, and it had like Tatanka. It was like playing.
Yeah. There was one, and I gotta look it up, but it wasn't a WWF volume, but it was one of those. If I ever have to do dumb stuff, I don't know what you just said, Damone.
And y'all trust this guy's opinion on Triple H.
If I ever have do dumb stuff, money buying that.
I feel like there's some punctuation missing, and that's.
I think he's trying to say if I ever do dumb stuff with my money, then I'm buying that. I think that's what he was trying to say.
Oh, Macho Man vinyl?
He said it like a caveman.
If I ever get it, it's not to spin it; it's to put it in a picture frame and put it on my wall.
Display.
Yeah. It would. I would put it right next. I'd put it right next to my signed Virgil NWO picture that I got at the flea market. It was Vincent, not Virgil, but
That's crazy. He said if I had fuck around money, buying that Macho Man vinyl.
I mean, it's only like $40. It's not really that much of fuck around money. I can find it pretty cheap for you, I'm sure.
Hey, this economy's rough.
Speaking of WWE music, you ever had a jingle with Jillian? Yes. I had the back in the day. I used to get it from the library, or that's the only albums I really bought. It just kind of sounds crazy now, but I used to buy the WWE theme songs because I had WWE Raw 2. In order to update it, you had to put your own theme music on there, so I would do that.
Oh, look
so
at
they
that.
had Jillian Hall's theme music on there. They had China's, Victoria, stuff like that.
$29.99, $30. TikTok shop.
I'm
it's just it was the wrestling album. This is the one I think I was trying to find.
Let me see what it looks like.
And I passed this one up years ago, and I should have bought it.
Oh no, mine didn't look like that. Mine just said wrestling or WrestleMania. It said something like that. And then it had they had all the old school themes.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple of them I think they did. But it was the wrestling album.
I remember the Tonkas being on there the most. And then he said, "Be a man, Kenny."
Oh, this is the other one. The Pile Driver. This is actually the one. Pile Driver, the wrestling album.
Ew.
With Hogan on it.
Ew. I didn't have that one. I gotta remember what mine was called. I gotta find it.
Oh, there's a WWF Volume 2 vinyl. I don't know when they released this one. That one was still WWF. I don't know who's on this one, though. There's no track listing.
This one I had. It was called Slammin' Wrestling Hits. It looked like this. It was ugly.
Oh, I remember that one. It was a knockoff.
Yeah, that's the one I had.
Yeah. They had all the knockoff themes. You got that? I think they had it like the dollar store. I also got that and I think
I got mine when I got it was in a bookstore.
Or like a Party City or something like that. I remember getting something like that, and I got like it was a bunch of cover songs that had like Johnny Be Good on it.
I had this one too. I just lost it. WF Aggression.
Yeah, I had that one for sure. Yeah, that one was good. There's a lot of what we need to do one of these times is rank the albums. We need to do it. We need to rank the albums.
Yeah, I had a couple of these.
All right, so let's go to that. What's that last one, John?
All right. In our final trip in the Hot Mimosa Time Machine, we will be dropping MJF.
We need a sound effect.
We'll be dropping him into ECW.
MJF and ECW?
Yeah, yeah. And I could have said that a lot cooler, but fuck my voice. And I'm trying not to cough. So
originally ECW or WWECW?
Of course, original ECW.
Oh, original.
For sure. And my biggest reason for that is that in like the 90s would be the best time for his mic work, but WWE and WCW would have buried him for his size. I feel like.
It would have been nice to see him against Stunning Steve Austin, Flying Brian.
Yeah, I think with that era he fits right in because they all were very vocal.
Yeah,
that's what Heyman wanted, and a lot of them say that they went there to work on their promos. They went there specifically to work on that
because they have so much freedom, and MJF could really be, like not offensive, but he could be free just to say what he's gonna say and not to worry about that. Because Raven was out there crucifying people. And Raven really went deep.
Yeah, him crucifying, I don't know if he knows, but him crucifying Sandman is the reason Kurt Angle didn't join ECW.
I remember that.
And that's insane because we could have got the old EC. That would have been. Maybe it's good we didn't get him because he would have been on Perks earlier.
Yeah, we would have gotten Perk Angle in ECW, which I don't know if that's better or not as good as TNA.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. I forget. Imagine MJF, what he would have said to them valets back then, though. God damn.
Yeah, that was good old days, man. You could just be misogynistic and
and clip.
That was the good old days.
I am not saying it's the good old days. Get out of here.
We do
not condone that was the good old days of anything.
I knew he was going to come back for that.
You're one Donald Trump away from being MAGA here, my dude.
Hey, we have footage of Travie T saying I'm Team Trump. Because guess who fucking drafted him? Fucking Kenneth here.
I made him a villain.
Well, you didn't have to make him a villain. He does it pretty well for himself.
I made him want to be a villain. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I'm saying I drafted him to be a villain.
Right.
Like
if you would have drafted me a face, I would have been confused.
Yeah, I didn't make him a good guy.
If you would have got him over as a face, I probably would have popped just out of pure curiosity.
Nah, we had Johnny Knoxville as the face.
But God forbid I make Tyler Bate make a masturbating.
Can I tell you? Can I have a confession?
Go ahead.
Sure.
I forgot that Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville actually happened, and in my brain, I thought that was John's book adverse. And I just thought about it so hard that I saw it. And then I remembered, no, wait, that was real.
Yeah, you thought he had a big-ass mousetrap to pin Sami Zayn.
Yeah, no.
It would have fit in yours.
Yeah, that is a John booking right there. Though.
2021, like there was just so much like WWE and AEW copying my book it first shit for a while.
I feel like that's all of us.
Yeah.
There are so many times we book something on Book It, and then WWE or someone does something very similar.
Just Johnny Knoxville being in a match specifically happening was like something in Book It
It's a fever dream.
I never thought that would happen in real life.
Umaga beat up Steve-O and Chris Pontius.
Yeah, but I just thought after that, like, we would never. I just didn't think that would have happened in real life when I booked it.
I didn't watch it really then, so I don't.
It was like immediately after too, like right after we had Johnny Knoxville like trying to run a company and had to wrestle and stuff. He literally wrestles in WWE, and that's happened a couple times where I make something and then it comes out to life like that, and it sucks. I'm sick of it.
Stop stealing our ideas. Well, we can't say Vince anymore. Triple H, Tony Khan.
Triple H has been listening this entire time.
I was Triple H ain't been as bad, but Vince McMahon,
Vince was stealing our shit. Yeah, Vince is listening. Vince is probably fucking Birdman or whoever the fuck was hating on
Honestly, honestly, that's not a bad strategy because who would believe us?
Yeah.
So nothing we can say. We're just like, well, I guess he's got to just.
All right, so MJF and ECW.
Yes.
What would you like to see? What would be, let's say, top three matches?
I think he should have a feud with Tommy Dreamer as a heel.
I was gonna say Tommy Dreamer for sure. He's gonna talk about his girlfriend and go crazy.
I think he should feud with the Sandman.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to see Rob Van Dam.
I agree with that. I was right there with you for RVD and Tommy Dreamer.
Who you're placing with the Sandman with?
The Sandman, I feel like you can get somebody better for that. Maybe even a what's his name? Shane.
Shane Douglas. I like Sandman way better than Shane Douglas personally.
You said what?
I like Sandman way better than Shane Douglas personally.
No, I like Sandman more too, but I feel like the feud wise, I feel like him and I keep blaming his name. Shane Douglas will go crazy.
I do.
He's right there with now he's right there with him, Mike. Let me take it back. Let me rewind it back. He's pretty good on the microphone. I was going to say something real crazy. People will come back like, remember you said? And check it up real quick. Yeah, Shane Douglas is really good on the microphone.
Always got the fucking receipts.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is recorded. It's very
it's recorded.
Oh, MJF versus Taz. That's a good one.
The only thing about Taz is because I want him to go up against somebody that can talk too. I don't want someone to get obliterated on the microphone. Taz couldn't talk.
No. What are you talking about? Taz the commentator. How could he not talk?
Now he still
he's not a good commentator.
He's not good at it.
I don't agree.
He's a bad radio host. Like his show is bad. He's really not a good talker.
You know Taz is? Taz was Corey Graves back in the day.
I like.
He just made fun. No, I'm being serious. He just made fun of whoever was with him.
Oh, that's color.
Which would have been Michael Cole. He just made fun of Michael Cole, and then cracked jokes the whole time. He didn't really talk about what was going on. He was just.
I feel like he watched the match way more than Corey Graves does.
They're about the same to me.
Ooh, MJF versus Raven would fuck. Taz now is tolerable. He's not horrible.
I don't think Taz has ever been
Taz
good.
is pretty bad.
I don't think he's ever been good on that.
MJF versus Mass Transit.
I like Taz, but not as a commentator.
I've always liked Taz on commentary.
I like Taz when he would just come in and murder somebody and then leave.
That's the one I like.
That was it. That's all you needed. I remember when he first debuted on WWE TV or WWF, and I just went. I was like, what is this? This is crazy. Like, I didn't know what I was watching.
Bro, he said, survive if I let you. Like, that's crazy. I like that version of him.
MJF versus New Jack.
That would be insane. I just want to let you know that would be
MJF Sabu.
I would like that match, but again, that's another one where Sabu can't talk on the microphone.
I mean, no, Sabu cannot talk, but in that case, I say you just do it for the pure athleticism.
Okay,
there's no build.
Okay, if you're just going in ring, yeah, I'm with you on that. In ring, yeah, for sure. But I'm also on people that's in ring and can talk. That's my thing with this one.
Right.
But then again, this is back in the era where they couldn't do that. There's very few people that can do both.
Saturn was in ECW, right?
Saturn, he was for a little bit.
Early,
he was in a tag team though.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was in there for a little bit.
I think that's when he had hair.
MJF versus Just Incredible.
Ooh, underrated.
I feel like that would go crazy. This is Just Incredible in his prime, and then you got Stevie Richards. He's gonna go up against the whole BWO.
Oh, yeah. You can have him against Dick Dudley.
Him doing something with all the Dudleys could be fun.
Could.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Dudleys at that point.
Yeah. He could run through all the Dudleys.
Dick.
Especially when Bubba Ray was like
him and Balls Mahoney. You know, I really think, even though I know I did it, and I don't want to keep, but the fact that they didn't put Dick and Balls together still doesn't make sense to me. Like, it was right there.
Dick had to protect his brothers.
They could have.
They had to keep the family together.
But again, they saved it for me.
Like beating up on Spike Dudley. I love Spike Dudley. I wish he got more.
I'm a big fan of Spike Dudley, especially when he had.
I like Spike.
He did way too much to not get the credit he deserves.
Yeah, when ECW he'd be getting thrown on fucking concrete by like Mike Awesome, which MJF versus Mike Awesome would be a great match.
Yeah, that would be fine. And what was there was an Asian guy too that was in there, Japanese dude.
I know who you're talking about. Tanaka.
Yep, him.
Him and Mike Awesome would always put on fucking bangers.
Where does Spike Dudley work now? Is he like mopping like a gas station? What's going on?
I don't think he's doing that.
He's working at a sushi I can see working at a sushi restaurant.
He's being goaded. That's what he's doing.
I was gonna say I'm gonna give Spike Dudley his credit. He's out there doing big things. And I'm also saying this because he probably might be on the show one day.
No, I
might talk to him.
Hey, no, I love Spike Dudley. I'm just
he's doing bitches, bro. He's pulling. That's what he's doing.
Just in case somebody to ever get him on, you can say I said good things about you.
Yeah, unlike Charlie Haas, fuck him.
Remember when he tried to get on Xbox?
Bruh, I'm still mad about that. I just imagine if I promoted X-Pac the way I did, and then he popped up on the show and said something like that. Would have been crazy. That was what I was trying to do, but his manager's being a dick.
He would have loved Nice Pac.
I feel like he would have. We showed him love. I didn't expect him to be.
I would have cried.
I would have cried. Yeah, I tried to get him and Billy Gunn on there. They were, same manager. It's like, you guys got the same manager.
I'll get Ryan Nemeth soon. It'll be all right. I can't get Nick, but I can maybe get Ryan.
Hey, what if I got Nick Nemeth on for the Black?
I'd suck your cock than his.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? Somebody clip that. That's TikTok, right?
We can't clip the good old days. We can clip that.
Because I miss the good old days, man.
Yeah, Kitty wishes he could have called me a slur for saying that.
I would never do that. I would never call you a slur. I would just roast you, though, but I wouldn't call you anything like that. Now, if it was 10 years ago, I probably would have said something, but I'm a different person.
God damn.
Back then, it was okay. You could say that. You can't do that now.
Canceled 2014, Kenny.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely canceled back then. A good thing Twitter deleted all my stuff.
Fucking cook. To be fair, MJF and ECW probably would have also gotten canceled.
Oh, for sure. He would have said something ridiculous. Because he would have tried to keep going above and beyond what he was before.
Yeah,
he would
yeah.
have tried to push that envelope back then.
I mean, he almost got canceled for his promo on Takeshita when he called him "take a shitta."
All right. I thought he was going to get canceled for that. He said something about a car accident, something like that.
Oh, the made up story about the girl named Liv. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That was like fictional though. But no, people were
trying to cancel him then. I remember that.
People were really mad at him for the fucking the take a shitta thing.
So I found out what Spike Dudley does today.
What's that?
He's a financial planner.
There we go. Do your stuff.
That is just one step up from fucking janitor.
No, he's a fucking bread manager.
A bread manager.
Oh yeah, people called the cops on MJF. Damn, they really did cancel him.
That's what I'm saying. I remember that. I remember that how ridiculous that was.
Because like bro was like saying in storyline that he basically murdered somebody. But I was like, I don't think he really fucking did that. Like
people are like, oh snap, everything he says gotta be real.
Wait, I can't believe MJF has worked people the way he has in this era. It's so hard to work people. He's so goated. God, back then with no fucking dirt sheets.
Oh, that would have been even.
Sheets?
Yeah, more primitive dirt sheets, I guess.
Yeah, it was just Meltzer writing in the fucking Observer.
So if you weren't buying magazines, you weren't getting.
It was that, and it was. I mean, it's a lot of the ones we have still today that were writing.
I would say
back then.
I was a hardcore fan growing up, and I never had those sheets like when I was growing up watching.
I didn't know anything about sheets, but I didn't have to because my stepdad ruined everything for me, anyways. Like he got me into wrestling, but then would always constantly tell me that it was fake.
Damn.
That was my dad too though, because like
me
and my mom would enjoy it. Like we're just watching it, just enjoy it. My dad like, no, that shit's fake, right? No,
well,
fake.
My dad enjoyed it. My
dad
dad watched it with me. He's the one who got me into it. And then he would also be like, it's fake, right? They're gonna go party after this.
Don't ruin this for me.
Like, I'm just watching.
I knew it was fake. I got real angry.
I was like 3.
Randy Orton brought real anger out of me. I used to hate Randy Orton as a kid.
Oh, me too.
He did his job too well. I hated Randy Orton.
So, I mean, I was a kid of the 90s, so, like, I watched whatever Hulk Hogan was on. Like, I didn't know there was a difference between WCW and WWF. I just knew that Hulk Hogan was on.
I knew. It depended on who was fighting. I definitely switched back and forth back then.
See, like... I feel like a lot of them were
TNA and WWE.
I just watched wrestling. Like wrestling was on. That was it. It didn't bother me one way or the other. It wasn't until probably 96 when I really understood the difference.
No, I don't know. I just know that I was like, I love wrestling, so I'm watching them both. I knew it was 2 different companies, but the only show I didn't give a chance at first was TNA when it first came out.
You know what? I have
because I was like, fuck them. They trying to be WWE. Like I was hating on them for literally no reason. Then I sat there and watched it. I said, hey, this AJ Styles guy is kind of nice.
I remember watching the TNA infomercials, like the shows that they'd have on. They just randomly come on during the day. I have a few of them on tape. And the only reason I found it was because the Insane Clown Posse was on an episode against Jeff Jarrett in the early days. I don't know. I was like in like
I got the
grade.
Backyard Wrestling games.
Yeah, I have both of those. I have both of them right behind me. I've got them on my ally to play. I haven't played them, but I have them ready to play. I'm probably not going to play them.
They don't hold up at all.
I'm probably not going to, but I like to believe that I'm going to.
They don't hold up at all. It doesn't. It does not hold up at all.
I don't know. I'll let you know.
I played that didn't hold up. That one for a fact does not hold up.
1 and 2, I don't know. I liked them.
1 was better. I remember having them.
I like the roster of 2. The 2 had just
yeah. That was back when I started watching indie, and I was like, oh, there's people in here. Like I messed with Sick Nick Mondo and New Jack, and I think Ruckus was on that game too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot. Like they got a lot of people on that one. I remember playing the shit out of both of them.
I definitely played the first one a lot. That was when I played when I finally got it, because that was back when I just loved wrestling so much. I used to play anything with wrestling. I played that Legends of Wrestling, which is a trash game, but I played it.
That's the thing. You say it's trash, but other people say it's really good. So, and I again have that on my and I played. I remember playing them, and I don't remember which one, if it was 1 or 2. I got it for the original Xbox.
I had all 3.
And I got it at from, I want to say, Kmart in their clearance section. I remember being there, going through their clearance section. They had clearance video games. This game was there for like $5. And I was like, I'm 12. This is great.
Yeah, I had all 3 of them, but I got them in reverse order because I got the third one. I think that was the only one available at the time. But Showdown Loves of Wrestling, which is awful. That game is really, really bad. But I got it. I was like, hey,
I love that game though.
That game is awful, but
it
I got
is really
it. I was
buggy,
like,
but I liked
in there,
it.
so I was excited. Played with him. Went back and got Loves of Wrestling 2, and I was like, this is a little better. And then like the first one, I was like, oh, this is even better than the other 2, but it's still kind of.
I'm trying to I have a bunch of the wrestling games but I don't. I think I played WrestleMania
21.
No, what's
I wanted that game so bad.
XIX? So that's 19. WrestleMania 19.
WrestleMania 21 was such a. It wasn't a great game, but it was nice.
That's GameCube.
For GameCube, that's Revenge Mode. You guys, I sent you guys the clip. I was Chris Benoit, and I was beating up the police officer.
Yeah, don't say anything else.
He's on band now, remember?
I know, but what you did there, don't say anything else.
That's all I did, and then I decided that I needed to shut it off.
Yeah,
it's a bad game.
I wanted that game so I didn't have any of the GameCube games, but like I wanted those games. WrestleMania 21, I didn't have that game, and there's another game I wanted to get real bad. But I will say, Rumble Roses was fire.
I have that.
That's fire,
but I haven't played it.
It's one of those games that like you look at it like, oh, what kind of freaky ass dude buys this game? It's nothing but women in bikini. But that game was really fun. They had Here Comes the Pain's like controls and everything. Like it plays just like Here Comes the Pain.
WWE All Stars looks awful.
Yeah, I had that game. That game was.
This
awful.
game looks absolutely awful.
Yeah, it was. It was awful. It was awful. Everybody was super buff. That's what I'm thinking of. Everybody was super buff.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I'm sorry, Sean. This looks exactly what I was thinking of.
WWE All Stars was awful. That one was awful. There's another one they made, Battlegrounds, that came out a couple years later.
That looks like the fucking Scooby Doo, WWE Scooby Doo, like in video game form.
Y'all remember the game WWE, bro? Bird's Eye, fuck you, bro.
He's almost as awful as Fudge's hair.
What do you want me to do? Fuck you.
Hey, I love it.
You're one turtleneck away from being like redneck rock.
But remember that game WWE Crush Hour where like the wrestlers were cars?
I forgot about that game. That was on like PS2, GameCube.
Yeah, early PS2, yeah. And like you'd like have like weapons on the top of your car. Like I remember playing as like I think it was like Jeff Hardy was like a station wagon, and you'd be able to make like a little ladder pop up and hit people.
It was pretty much Twisted Metal meets WWE.
Yeah, that game was fun. It's stupid but fun.
Yeah, we had some good games back then. Like especially like as wrestling fans, we had some good stuff back then. They don't really do that as much like the way they did it back then.
Man, we went into a whole rabbit hole, but that's what we do here on Book It. So before we wrap up, Bad Guy, can you tell us where to find you?
I was so confused. What's going on? Was he on your ass right now?
Yeah. I mean, genuinely, you know what, Birdseye? If you could suggest a better hairstyle, go ahead. You saw what I had before. I'm assuming you've watched Book It before. I've had numerous hairstyles on this show. Tell me what's the best one. If you just hate the bullet, fuck you. But like, unless you've got a better idea, go ahead. You can just know that this forehead is cursed, and I had to do something about it. Okay.
You can catch me on all social medias at Bad Guy Spoken. Catch the Bad Guy Spoken podcast on YouTube. You can also catch Unbiased which is the football podcast. We talk number football on there. You'll see TK throw the little U like this. So go ahead and check that out as well. You can also catch Hood Movie Review. We review all your favorite and not so favorite hood movies. We review them all, no matter how good or bad. And there's also Geek in the Sheets, where we talk about anything nerdy. Anime, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, whatever it is nerdy, we talk about it. And then last but not least, we also got Not a Real Court. You'll see Joe as the presiding judge, and we pretty much argue anything on that show. With tournaments, drafts, random head-to-heads, we do it all on that show. So yeah, definitely go check all that out.
I love hood movie reviews, but I've also anything that doesn't say Justin Bieber fan for 2000. That's not an idea. You're saying what not to do. Tell me what to do, Birds. I fuck you. Tell me what to do.
Man, you better keep that hairstyle. You better keep that hairstyle. Don't let it...
Hold up.
I got your picture. I'm coming with you. Damn it.
Don't let him change you.
You can literally just send pictures to the Book It Verse Instagram, Twitter, not Book It Verse, the Book It Instagram, Twitter, wherever the fuck you want to interact with us. Send hairstyle pics. Give me ideas.
You know who you should ask is somebody who does hair.
I did.
For a living.
My hairstylist who cut this.
Right, but you told your hairstylist you want a mullet,
and they thought
so. They were like, idea. Okay,
yeah, Birds, I will run the ones. Painter of the year.
He said, "I ruined fun so bad he's going to go bald."
This next stream. No, I'm covering up the fact that that's a possibility. Like,
you got
a fan. First time a fan's gonna break, John.
That's crazy.
It's not even us.
Because I was still coming here next week.
You better be nice to my fucking Book It Verse, like. I gotta have something.
Hey, Captain Birdseye, please come back when we do Book It Verse, please. We need you. We need you.
Better be as much of a dick to their Book It Verse as mine. Don't target me to my hair, or else I'm gonna throw allegations at you. I don't know.
Hey, you followed us. Hey. Let's go. Too sweet.
We like you, whoever you are. But like, I love
bully
the
him
show.
every Monday.
Bully them too. Stop, leave me the fuck alone. Like, Mike's fucking weird. Kenny's an asshole. There's other things. Like,
right, but I got a good haircut.
I'm a nice person. I have a good heart.
Yes.
Who are you? Why do you do this?
I don't know. I like that. They're my number one favorite fan. Careful, they could end up on the show having to keep.
Yeah. Well, just like the two people there, just burying me per usual.
I don't have any plugs. This is the only thing I have going on.
I was going to continue plugging for Bad Guy. I love hood movie reviews. I've made appearances on Geek in the Sheets and Dark, so
I used to host.
Birdseye or anybody else wants to fucking bury me on there too, you could go bury me on those shows sometimes as well.
You were on an episode of Bad Guy. Don't forget that. You were on the live Bad Guy. So you was in
I
here.
was on the live Bad Guy special.
Bad Guy is the only show I haven't been on.
When I drove all the way from
I haven't on Hood Movie Reviews either. Anything under the Bad Guy thing,
I have been on Hood Movie Reviews. I have been on Bad Guy, both online and for the IRL special. So I'm all over the place. Team 13 Media. I've at least made a cameo on every show. But Book is the best way to find me. Damone will be back to bully me soon. Buy our merch. Treat us right. T13media.com. My voice hurts, and so does my heart, thanks to Birdseye bullying me. Send me a better fuck. All right, we got new social media, new YouTube, all that. If you hate my haircut, send me better ones. I will take advice.
Nah, just keep
I'm coachable.
You hate it.
I'm coachable. Like,
shave it
bro,
all.
Please.
No, shave it all, shave it bald, and then leave a little patch in the back like Drew Gooden back in the
day. Yeah, because you don't want to fucking look at this all fucking day.
I don't have to look at it all day. I just got to look at it for an hour every day.
Yeah, and you don't want that.
As long as the merch isn't a wig based on
Hold up, motherfucker. They made a wig based off Logan Paul's hair. So,
and it looks awful.
Get the A. If we get the
shave my head by that.
If we get the little X fudge wigs, I'm here for it. I'm gonna get a wig myself.
I'd like to. You should get a wig.
We'll get one for all of my hairstyles. We'll get for like the long hair. We'll get one for the full emo cut, the mullet. We'll have a little fudge wig collection.
If we all came out here wearing wigs that look like his hair,
that would be hilarious.
Like
and nobody told John either. We just all came on like that.
It's during his Boogit verse.
That would throw him all the way off.
And then you can get the cowboy. You could get the cowboy hat one for Southern X White Man, my alter ego.
No, we all had that hairstyle just to throw you off. Perfect defense for your Boogit verse.
And maybe the love will be spread by Captain Birdseye. If I could bully Fudge to be in 2010. Okay, this haircut was everywhere in 2010. I was there. If you went to a metalcore show in 2010, you saw those like knockoff.
The mullet wasn't. The mullet was.
Oh yes,
not.
it was.
It's the
yes,
mullet part was not. Maybe
Mike,
it where
Mike,
you. All right. Well, maybe where you were.
Woe is me in 2010. The motherfuckers were rocking that shit.
Okay, you're talking about the fucking Justin Bieber equivalent of metalcore.
Those are both things that kick ass. So I like Justin Bieber. I like Woe is me. I like leave me alone.
Captain Birdseye about to bully you to a new haircut. That's crazy. Random person. Hey. You don't even know who this is. It could be me typing this out in a burner.
Yeah.
I'd love to do this,
if it's
but
one of my students. Like you're getting failed if I find out. Like, imagine.
Don't do that. No, don't do that. He's a listener.
I think it's the listen. There's not passing.
The listener is higher, trumps your class.
They're not doing their fucking work anyway if they're on here commenting. So,
nah,
you don't know who it is.
Keep talking.
You don't know. That's a fun mystery, I guess. But that's been an episode of Book It. See you later.
Bye.